Now that you are the up and away master, we can look at getting you into that position in deep water through gaining rig recovery skills. The main tip for this is to use the wind and your body in the most efficient way, as is technique and not strength clears the rig from the water. The most simple way to recover the rig is to do it with the board facing into the wind. The major tip for getting the sail out of the water is that you start from the right position, which is with the wind coming straight at the mast at right angles. Swim backwards to release water off the rig and draw air underneath it. This means the wind is doing a lot of the work for you. Then pull the rig over your head and into the wind, place your backhand on the boom and you are ready to position the board. If the mast is not across the wind, then you can push on the nose of the board until the wind is at 90 degrees to the rig. With the nose into the wind and the mast across the wind, the board and rig act like an aeroplane and you can use the wind to take off and fly the rig. An alternative way to fly the rig is to swim sideways towards the wind and with one hand on the mast, throw the rig forward into your other hand. This is like throwing a javelin and uses stronger muscle groups in your body. If you keep swimming into the wind, then the wind will always be there to help you as the sail will be clear of the water. Transfer your hands onto the boom and then move upwind towards the tail of the board. You are then in a position to steer more effectively and resist the sail's power. The sail can fall in many different ways, and it's best to clear the rig so that you have to swim the shortest distance. When the rig falls into the wind, then it's best to clear the rig from the mast tip. Check your wind direction and swim to the mast tip. Lift it up into the wind and give it a shake. You can then work down the sail whilst keeping the wind under the sail by holding the mast up. Transfer your backhand and then your front hand onto the boom and move towards the back of the board, where you can position the board in readiness to get up and away. The sail may also fall downwind of the board, and this requires you to clear the rig over the back of the board. Check where the wind is coming from and then swim the kit so the mast is 90 degrees to the wind with the board across the wind. From here, get in position upwind towards the tail of the board and put your front hand on the mast above the boom. Your backhand goes onto the tail of the board. Being upwind and away from the board means you can lift the rig across and into the wind. Once again, this draws the wind under the sail and keeps the water off it and stops the clew from sinking. So make sure you are upwind and draw the rig across and into the wind. Let's look at some ways to recover the rig and go in the direction you desire. Remember, you should always look to swim the shortest route to clear your rig and let the wind do the work. If the rig falls on the opposite side to where you want to go, then you can clear the rig and drive the board and sail in order to water start in your desired direction. Clear the rig, then bear the board away and drive the sail. Try to keep the rig flying and turn your head to assist you in jibing the sail.